important to us. Please may I introduce the most important person of the day, our regimental Padre, 156 Battalion Parachute Regiment Padre, the Reverend Tony Pick. And I know we won't get the opportunity afterwards because we're all being a dash to go to the pub, so I'd like to say a big public thank you to our wonderful standard bearers, and to Hugh, our marvellous bugler, and to Rachel, our tremendous piper. We're very grateful for them being here too. So we've come together to dedicate this new headstone and to honour the life of Jock Grier. As we stand here, we must acknowledge that none of us knew Jock Grier. He's been dead these 60 odd years. However, you don't have to be recently died or still living to have a monument erected to you, and this is our little family monument and friends monument and regimental monument to our hero anyway, who was a very junior soldier, and although we didn't know him, we didn't want his story to fade into the past or disappear even. So through this headstone, his name will live for a very long time indeed. And so his life has been given back to us through the books of John O'Reilly, through local radio, and through his written history. We all know now who Jock Grier is, and I hope that he will inspire us, at least in some small way, throughout our lives occasionally. 1919, into a very poor family. His father was his father William, who I was named after, was a World War I veteran who struggled with his own post-war challenges and remarried after Jock's mother died in 1923. At 16 he was living in Grantham in Cherry Orchard and lied about his age to join the army and to get away from the realities of the Great Depression. They sent him off to India, of all places. He was just a boy really. He had a 34-inch chest and weighed 8 stone. He arrived in India with 1st Battalion, the Lincolnshire Regiment, and while he was there he had a typical hard time of most soldiers. He contracted malaria 3 times, and it was then that they began to call him Jock because of his Scottish heritage. Following the outbreak of World War II in 1939, his battalion were engaged in various campaigns across India and Burma. And in 1942, someone invented a thing called parachuting, and the military took it up. And Jock joined the newly formed 151 Parachute Battalion in India. It was an elite airborne unit that emphasised rigorous training and physical fitness. Jock excelled, he did very well, and eventually joined the battalion's intelligence section. So if anybody mentions to you intelligence and the Grier family, the Lawrence family, you can remind them it's got a good pedigree. He earned a reputation as a capable soldier, and the battalion fought across North Africa and Italy on their way home here to UK to prepare for Operation Market Garden. On 18th of September 1944, Jock and his unit, C Company, part of 156 Battalion, flew from Saltby Airfield, just over there by Melton Mowbray, in a Dakota aircraft to parachute into Arnhem as part of Operation Market Garden. The idea was to secure key bridges in the Netherlands, but it didn't go right. In fact, it went spectacularly wrong, and there were huge casualties to the battalion. Only 26 people came home out of 607 that flew out, and the rest were either killed or taken prisoner. For his behaviour during that battle, Jock was awarded the oak leaf on his medal ribbon for singular bravery at the Battle of Arnhem. He was wounded and captured and became a prisoner of war in Stalag 11B in Germany. And coincidentally, our family friend, who's been our friend since school days, his father was in the same Stalag, so it was a small world then for the Paras, as it remains to this day. After that, he left the army. Jock left the army and struggled to reintegrate into civilian life. He had a lot of small jobs, He didn't do very well at any of them. He married in 1946, but he didn't have any children. The marriage didn't last long, they broke up. And he struggled with what we would call today post-traumatic stress disorder. In 1957, he lived just over there. It's a 10-minute walk over there on a canal barge. And on a very cold night in December 1957, Jock fell overboard and tragically drowned, which is an awful way to die when you think about it after the activities and the action he'd seen during his lifetime. But his military service, particularly his courageous actions at Arnhem, where he fought so bravely against overwhelming odds, surrounded by a more powerful enemy, makes him to this day a source of great pride to us, his family, and to you, his friends. Thank you.
Thank you.